and talk about how SOMBA Kickstart has changed your life and everything else you have achieved since then. Iris, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Sigrun. I'm so excited as well.
We need to mention that we are both architects
Yes, we
originally.
are
Yes, we are. It
former
actually,
architects.
yeah, former architects. Yeah. We have rediscovered, redefined ourselves, our careers, and through courses. So let's go back to the time where you participated the first time in SOMBA Kickstart. We probably called it SOMBA Summer School then. What was going on in your life and business?
Yes, I think I get up a side business 5 years ago. So this was in 2016 and 2018 in summer. I had this summer school with you, and this was the first time that I really finished an online course. Beforehand, I had a small membership for 27 euros per month. So really easy totally shy to get the money that I really deserve. And this was the first time where I experienced that it is possible in 10 weeks. I think we had 8 weeks in 2018.
Actually, yeah, it was so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really a challenge. I love challenges. I love competition. So for me, was it very exciting. And I scribbled a course idea for 4 weeks onto a sheet. I have it until now. And so because we have everything in us, you know.
Yeah.
And I was leading a team as an architect in the company where I worked. And I was happy with my job. Yes, I was an architect. You know, this is really a job where you have so many chances to do different things, from designing, going to the building site, to leading, to become a leader.
Yeah.
But there were some changes over the years, and there was one change where I said farewell to my team. And after that situation, I came home and sat down onto my terrace and looked into the garden. And I thought, Iris, what would it like be when tomorrow is your last day in the company?
Yeah.
What will you do tomorrow? And then I started talking to my boss and said, I want to start something now that is like a red ribbon and starts now and goes over the border of retirement,
Mhm.
because I don't believe in that model of retirement, you as well. And I want to have an area in my life, a space where I can have my own decisions. Even when you are in a company that you really love. I worked there for 30 years. Who does that, you know?
I didn't think that it would exist anymore. That people work so long in one place, but good for the company and good for you.
Yes, and then they agreed, and I started a side business. I worked for 80% of my time for the company and started working 20%. And this first online course, the SOMBA Kickstart course, I was on holidays on a Danish island, and on the ferry, the people came into this free course, you know, and I couldn't believe it. I had over 200 participants for the free course. I couldn't believe it. And this. We always talk about mindset, and that we have to change our mindset, but this doesn't happen with thinking about something. This happens when you feel that you resonate with your idea with clients. Okay, they were free clients, they were free participants, but that were real people that gave a real feedback and really helped me to make this course better for later. And what I didn't know at this time was that you have another idea as well.
Yeah.
I think in the 6th week or something like that, you said, and now we have to think about the upsell. And I thought, whoops, what could this be, an upsell? And you say, okay, you have so much participants, and they really trust you now after 4 weeks giving a free course. This is such an opportunity, yes, to serve them with a sale.
Mm.
and give them the next steps after that course, the steps that are then aligned with your free course. And I did that, and I had 5 sales for €1,000. This was for me a huge leap to say, okay, there is an 8 weeks course, it is €1,000. And I had my money from my investment back from Zomba. But this wasn't really the point. It is not about the money. It is about the experience and the self-esteem that you get when you really give a course.
Mm.
And I think SOMBA Kickstart and doing it in 10 weeks is a shortcut. It is a shortcut. You can do all these things in a year or more years, like I did before, testing everything, looking at shiny objects, looking like puzzle pieces. Oh, something for copywriting, something for my images, something for WordPress, something here, something there. Or you can go into that really good structured field of SOMBA Kickstart with all other participants together. There was such an energy always because I did it once and I did it twice. It's always the same. And now I mentored, I think 5 times mentored the SOMBA Kickstart for German participants. And it's such an energy and people help each other and they can't believe how successful they are with giving a course, doing webinars, going out on Zoom. And then you really do it because there are real people waiting for you.
Yeah. But remind us what your original course was about, because you also rediscovered basically yourself. This course was the beginning of what you do in your business now, so many years later. So, what was that course about?
Yes, the course was Your Story is Your Business, and we developed it on a hot seat. And you came up with the idea because you have another view on me and on my business before. And this great thing is that I can use my experience as a retail architect, working with brands and their brand stories, and put that to female entrepreneurship and help female entrepreneurs to tell their personal brand story in their business to resonate with their clients. Because when a client sees, this is a mentor that had the same story as me, yes, she knows how that works. And this is why I'm working with you, Sigrun. You were a former architect like me.
So there was something resonating with you,
Yes,
listening to my story. Of course,
yes.
that's how it works, and we know it, but we're not always so conscious about it. So people need to learn it. But then you did an upsell, as you said, and you were able to get people into another program. What was that about?
Yes, the next step was the customer's journey. So they learned how, where are the touch points where you meet your clients on social media or on your website, and how you can tweak these touch points to points where the clients say, oh, yes, I want that. I want to see more pictures. I want to hear more. We worked with video and we worked with styling a personal brand, as really to look based on the brand story they developed
Yeah.
to find their personal style to go out there as a personal brand. And afterwards, I did another course, The Story for Your Life. This is about going live with your biographical stories.
Yeah.
And this is what I developed now is an absolute USP. Nobody does that. I don't know nobody that does that in Germany. The unique selling proposition is to stand out with your brand story for your personal brand, yes, and to tell biographical stories. Everybody can tell a story, but when you go back into your own storyline and see, there are stories that I can tell in my business that resonate with my clients. And the next step is, how can I create new stories for my own future to become the personal brand or the personal identity that I want to be.
Exactly. Beautiful. We have to remind people of you came in thinking that, hey, I'm going to start something now. so that when I retire, I will have some legs to stand on. And you used the beautiful word, I'm a sidepreneur. Like you unconsciously were not going all in 100%, but at the same time you took it seriously. And that's what I said, I don't want to work with hobbypreneurs, but I want to work with those who are serious, but they can be sidepreneurs. So you took seriously those 20% that you spent on your business. And how long did it take you where you felt you were ready to?
Yes, I was ready, and because I negotiated this with my boss, and it was very clear that when I'm 60, I will leave the company, and then I will have my full time business as an entrepreneur. So this was my kind of in German we call that Altersteilzeit. Yes, do you have an agreement with the company that now is the time that you go, you work for a time active, and then you work passive, and then you are out
Yeah,
of the contract? And so this was such a solution. But
yeah.
then the
Then some,
Corona came
yeah, COVID,
in
Corona
March.
came. Yes.
Yes, and we had an internal change, so that the department that I worked in, um, yes, was splitted into
To,
small
oh,
pieces. Everybody went
no.
anywhere else, and my job was gone. My
Mm,
leading job was gone, and yes, there was an offer yes, you can have the next job as a head of department, but it's another kind of job. It is about planning and building, and to have all the schedules and have all the costs and all that stuff. And then I got an inner feeling,
yeah,
this could be the moment where I, after so much yeses to the company and all that changes, I felt an inner an inner end. I
yeah,
felt like this could be end earlier than I think, because the company has all the corona problems, and the shopping centers were closed around corona. The investors were worried. All the projects were really thought about, which projects do we really do, want we really do, what projects do we pause now.
mm,
And yes, and I was in short time for a longer time with my team. And in October last year, we split it off because they got into the new departments,
yeah,
and we started talking about how can my way be. And in the end, we both agreed, the company and me and all the beautiful people that are there, and for I'm very grateful for them. We found a solution, and yes, now I have my own business. I really enjoy that I'm free. I couldn't imagine before how different this would be, because I was so focused for 30 years on that first mountain, we say, the mount you climb up a mountain for your career. And when you come on the top of the mountain and you look around you, it is not so satisfying as you thought it could be.
no,
And then you start another mountain. This is more interesting, maybe a bit higher, maybe more in your personal development, and maybe a new life. And I got a new life. I really embraced that. And I'm so happy, Sigrun, that you were part of it, that you were always the role model, that I could see it is possible. Because in 2018, you were your business was in another state as well than it is today.
yeah.
And I could see all the steps that you were in front of me, and I just have to do one step after another.
Exactly, exactly. And just think about it for a moment. You had actually built a side business. Now, obviously that business wasn't maybe, you hadn't been paying full attention to it, so it wasn't like, making six figures or any kind of those numbers, but it was ready for you when you were taking that step and decided, okay, it's time for me to leave. I feel it internally.
Yes,
Now
absolutely.
you can embrace that business and be fully there. So What a I don't want to call it luck because I don't believe in luck, but what a foresight. What a foresight you had to get started on a side business so early.
Yes, really, and I really appreciate it now in this situation. And I see that nobody could know that we get into such a crisis. Everybody thought that we will always be going so on, and everything will be developing, and everything will be expanding. And I'm in such a lucky situation. I really appreciate that, and I see that others are struggling. And I say everybody. And there's another thing. Yes, I'm a baby boomer. You know, when we meet next year in Iceland to the Self-Made Summit on the 20th of June is my 60th birthday. You, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And
Ah,
there are a lot of women, I think, around 50, when the kids are out of the house, when you really have done your job, when you have to decide, will I stay with this company and this job, or will I do a change again? And I say, just do an online course. It is so easy. Everybody has enough wisdom. You have enough knowledge to give it to other people. Everybody can do a 4 weeks online course on their expertise. And
mhm,
then you feel like that is to have something where you can decide, which is really is your own, where
mhm.
you can develop freely without somebody saying, yes, this is now your project, or this is now your team, or whatever.
Yeah. Everybody has a 4 week online course in them. I totally agree with you. And then you decide, do I want to be a sidepreneur? Do I want to just treat this as a hobby, or do I want to go all in and do this as 100% business? But you still have that course within you.
Yes, and it is. I talk to a lot of people, and it is always that they think so much forward. What will I do with this then? Will I really want to be an entrepreneur? Will I really want to be this and that? And it is just about trying. It is just about trying. Is that something for me? Like standing on a stage. I worked with speakers and worked with or did trainings. And the moment when you are on stage, you feel if it is something for you or if it is not something for you. You can't think of it.
No, you cannot think it. You have
Yeah,
to actually do it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we say. Clarity comes from action. You do not
yeah,
know what you don't know, like unless you try it out and actually do it. Yeah.
yeah.
So what do you say to someone who's like, yeah, but it's summer?
It is so much easier to do it in summer because we all have another kind of energy. I feel like we are all going out now, like cows that come out of the winter and on from the stables. And I had much energy. I did it in the holidays. You need 1 hour per day, and when you want to do more, you can do more. And you have it is all about energy. Energy is also the selling and getting people into it. And I feel it is so much easier to do it outside, to do some outside videos, short stories on Instagram or Facebook, and just say, here, this is my first online course, and do you want to participate? And I said to all of my students, go outside, lay down at the beach or in the grass and think about your stories, the stories that you had. And I think it is much more intensive when you have to do it in winter, when your time is limited with daylight and all that stuff. And I loved the summer. The summer of 2018 was my fairy tale.
Yeah. And now we have summer of 2021. And it is my favorite time to run this program. As you said, we run it in winter too. But this is my favorite time because then you are so prepared. You know, you are working while others are taking a break and they actually do have time to take your course versus in the winter, everybody's so busy and like, they don't have any time. So it's my absolute favorite time to run the program. Iris,
Yes,
thank you
and
for
you do.
sharing. Any last remarks?
Just do it. Just yes, give yourself the chance to have an experience, to have this adventure. Give yourself the chance to try it.
Thank you.